everybody. So today we are going to discuss habits. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but it's very, very important to realize that it is a bad habit, not a bad person. Often people think that they can't achieve certain goals or get to certain points of, success because bad habits. And often we all know our bad habits and we can call them out fairly easily. And someone will say, for example, the job starts at 6 a.m. The first thing your mind, goes to is, wow, I can't get up that early. I don't get up until 1. And that goal, that, job, whatever it is out the window. So we limit ourselves by believing that our habits are who we are and they are our traits, when actually they're not. They're things that we started to do without even realizing at some point, or we might have mimicked a behavior that we were exposed to early on in childhood, or a relationship or a friendship, and then we adopted that and did it over and over and over to the point where we decided it's who we were. It was a trait we had, when really that's not the case. So I kind of want to make this make sense to your mind, so that when it happens, you can easily not only deal with it but correct it. So I know for me, there was a time when I was late to everything. It didn't matter what it was. I was late. And mostly in my mind, I looked at it as, at least I'm here. The challenge to me was the arrival in general. So it was not ever one of those things that I looked at as, I have to be on time, because I had decided that was a trait I had, and that's who I was a person that was always late. But really, it wasn't. It was a bad habit I had. So when I started to realize how it was affecting me in a negative way, I decided to adjust it. So I started to simplify my life by decluttering, removing a lot of the chaos that made me late, that made me, overwhelmed, that caused me to not have my shit together. So I, put a bowl at the door so I could put my keys in every time I walked in, so I wouldn't lose them, because I'd lose my keys all the time. They were always in these random places. It was a possibility of being anywhere with those keys, under the bed, in pockets, in, different rooms. So just putting my keys in the same spot every single day made my life so much easier. So organization is key for, that part where you're overwhelmed and things aren't where they should be, and you never gave them a home, you never gave them a place. So taking a day to just organize everything so you can find it makes a world of difference. That's just a little bit of advice, but you can do that with other things. So correcting those habits is just replacing them with others. So instead of looking at it like, okay, I have to tackle this bad habit, how about finding a solution to the problem and focusing on doing that every single day? And of course it's going to feel uncomfortable because it's different, and your autopilot part of your brain shuts off, and you're all of a sudden paying attention and realizing what's actually going on around you. And a lot of the time that causes discomfort for us, just for a little bit though, because your mind will get used to seeing it and get used to doing it. So like dieting, that's a big one. If you feel like you're overweight, but diets don't work for me, well, usually we starve ourselves for a week, we get sick of it because we want to go have a donut, and then it's all out the door. Well, really, you got to just look at it differently. You got to change your habits as far as what you're buying when you go to the grocery store, what you have available to you to snack on. We always like things to be easy. We are in a world of instant gratification. We love a drive-through. We love Amazon, Prime and 2-day delivery. We love instant gratification. You got to realize you're fucking yourself by doing everything the easy way. You are not only not getting your mind used to the action by doing it so quickly, but you're not recognizing that shortcut is making your willpower muscle a little weaker because there's no challenge involved. Therefore, you're not feeling it, you're not learning from it, you're, skipping the lesson, the level up. That's why, I thought I'd talk about that, so you can watch that video if you haven't seen it yet. You got to feel it. You got to understand, the math problem, because when you cheat, you carry the answer over and you get the credit for it, but you really never learn to count. So there's a reason why you have to do it the hard way the first time so you can understand it. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's hard, it's just challenging. And when we, skip the challenging part in everything we do, we're just lazy. And then you become self-absorbed, and then you're always looking at, ways to make your life easier and who benefits you sooner, and who's giving what you need instantly, and you're not doing anything in return, and you're kind of just like, okay, you're doing this for me, what more can you offer me? And that person will stop offering you anything because you're not offering them anything. And that's how relationships end a lot quicker. So you got to have some skin in the game. You got to feel it. You got to know I deserve this. You got to know I belong here. With the relationship, I know I've done everything right. I know I deserve this person. That way, when you feel insecure, that you deserve to be in that relationship. Same with that job. Someone says, hey, here's a job because I'm your friend, and you don't really know what you're doing, and you start seeing everybody else's production around you, you're going to get insecure and feel like you're going to get fired. So you're going to start causing shit, drama that is unnecessary just to, feel invested, but that's a cop-out. So those are different examples of habits. But pay attention to, what's holding you back. Maybe your organization, maybe your documentation of things you got to get done, and you put them all in your head, and then you forget, and it doesn't get done, and it costs you, late fees, or you don't get something because you forgot to get it done. It's not that you're a bad person. It's not that you aren't qualified for the job. It's that you had a bad habit, and that prevented you from showing what you actually have. So just keep those little tips in mind. I think they're very helpful. Have a nice day.